How to get rich without anyone noticing. The hidden habits of quiet millionaires. Ever notice how the wealthiest person you know doesn't actually look wealthy? They drive a 10-year-old Honda, live in a modest house, and you'd never guess they're sitting on millions. Meanwhile, your coworker with the leased BMW, designer clothes, and luxury lifestyle, probably drowning in debt, one emergency away from financial disaster. Here's the brutal truth. Real wealth whispers. Fake wealth shouts. And the difference between the two determines whether you build generational wealth or stay broke trying to look rich. Most millionaires are invisible. They're teachers, engineers, and small business owners living in middle-class neighborhoods. Nobody suspects they're wealthy, and that's exactly why they win. But here's what you're probably wondering. How do they do it? Why do they choose to look average when they could afford luxury? What habits are they practicing in secret that everyone else is missing? And most importantly, how can you build wealth the same way without anyone noticing? Today, I'm answering all of that. Hit subscribe and comment "Quiet Wealth" right now, because what you're about to learn is the exact opposite of everything social media teaches you about money. Let's start with the habit that shocks most people. Habit number 1. Why your neighbor with the old Honda has more money than you. Here's something that'll blow your mind. The average millionaire drives a car that's 6 to 8 years old, and it's paid off. Meanwhile, you're sitting in a brand new financed SUV, wondering why you can't save money. Let me show you the math that changes everything. A $500 monthly car payment doesn't sound crazy, right? Most people think that's just normal adulting, but invest that $500 monthly for 30 years at 8% returns, and you're looking at $580,000. Read that again. Over $500,000 gone because you needed a car that impressed people at stoplights. Quiet millionaires see cars as transportation, nothing more. They buy reliable used Hondas, Toyotas, maybe a Subaru. They drive them until the wheels fall off. They don't care what the neighbors think. They care about what their investment account looks like in 20 years. Here's the reality check. Your car loses value the second you drive it off the lot. It's going down while your payments go up with interest. Meanwhile, that same money in an index fund, it's compounding, growing, working for you while you sleep. One asset appreciates, the other depreciates. You're choosing which one gets your money. I know a guy worth $3 million who drives a 2012 Camry with a dent in the door. His coworker just leased a BMW and lives paycheck to paycheck. In 10 years, one will retire early. The other will still be making payments. Guess which is which? Your move. Next time you're tempted to upgrade your car, calculate what that payment invested would become in 30 years. Then ask yourself, do I want to impress strangers now or retire rich later? Because you can't have both. But that's just the obvious part, because the car is small compared to the money pit most people are living in. Habit number 2, the $300 mistake everyone makes: your house. Here's the trap that keeps high-income earners broke. They buy as much house as the bank will let them. And banks will let you bury yourself. Quiet millionaires could afford the 5,000 square foot house in the fancy neighborhood. They chose the comfortable 3-bedroom in a good school district instead. Why? Because every dollar you sink into an oversized house is a dollar not growing in investments. Let me break down the real cost. Say you buy a $600,000 house instead of a $400,000 house. You're not just paying $200,000 more, you're paying $200,000 plus 30 years of interest, higher property taxes, higher insurance, higher maintenance, and higher utilities. That upgrade just cost you close to $500,000 over the life of the mortgage. And for what? Extra rooms you don't use? Here's the millionaire housing rule. Never spend more than 25% of your take-home income on housing. Not what you're approved for. Not what you can technically afford. What leaves you room to invest aggressively. A teacher I know makes $70,000 a year. Lives in a modest paid-off house worth $250,000. Could have stretched for $400,000 like his peers. Didn't. That decision freed up $1,500 a month. He's been investing for 20 years. His net worth, $1.2 million. His coworkers in the bigger houses, still paying mortgages, still stressed, net worth under $300,000. Your house should be your home, not your wealth destruction device. It's either your biggest expense or your smartest spending cap. Choose wisely. Your action. Calculate 25% of your take-home income. If your housing costs more, you're house poor. And house poor people don't build wealth, they build equity for the bank. And what I'm about to say is what makes the difference. Because choosing the modest house and car means nothing if you're still making decisions every day. Habit number 3. How they get rich while doing absolutely nothing. This is the habit that separates people who say they want wealth from people who actually build it. Automation. Quiet millionaires set up their wealth-building systems once, then let them run for decades without touching them. Here's what that looks like. They max their 401k automatically every paycheck. They have automatic transfers moving money from checking to investment accounts on the first of every month. They reinvest dividends automatically. They rebalance portfolios automatically. The money leaves before they see it, so they never have to decide to save. It just happens. Why does this matter? Because willpower is garbage. On January 1st, you're motivated. By March, you're tired. By June, you're skipping contributions because just this month, you need the cash. Automation removes you and your emotions from the equation. I know a nurse who set up automatic investing 15 years ago. $400 a month, every month into index funds. She forgot about it, lived her life, checked it last year and had $230,000. She didn't get a windfall. She didn't time the market. She just automated and ignored. Compare that to her friend who actively manages her investments, constantly checking, buying high on hype, selling low in panic, making emotional decisions. 15 years later, $70,000. Same time frame, same monthly amount. One automated. One tried to be smart. Automation won by over $160,000. Your move, this week, not next month, this week, set up one automatic transfer. Even if it's $50, from checking to investment account, make it happen before you see the money. Then forget about it. Let the system build wealth while you live your life. Wealth isn't built by daily heroic decisions. It's built by one smart decision, automated forever. Wait, there's something you need to pay attention to if you don't want to lose everything. Because building wealth in silence is powerful, but only if you understand the psychology protecting it. Principle number 1, why telling people you're doing well keeps you broke. Here's a truth that sounds paranoid until you experience it. The moment people know you have money, your life gets complicated in ways you never anticipated. Tell your family you got a raise? Suddenly, cousin Jimmy needs a loan. Mention your bonus at work? Coworkers start asking you to pick up more tabs. Post about your investment wins on social media? Watch the DMs flood in with business opportunities and sob stories. Success shared becomes success drained. This isn't cynicism, it's pattern recognition. Studies show that people who openly discuss their financial wins face significantly more requests for money, experience more strained relationships, and report higher stress levels than those who keep their wealth private. Your openness becomes their opportunity. Your transparency becomes their invitation. Quiet millionaires learn this early. Privacy is protection. They don't discuss salary. They don't mention bonuses. They definitely don't talk about net worth. Not because they're secretive or ashamed, but because they understand that visibility invites problems they don't need. Think about it. When's the last time someone asked a struggling friend for money? Never. But the friend who seems to be doing well? Constant requests. The perception of wealth attracts financial vampires who will drain you with loans that never get repaid, investments in failing businesses, and emotional manipulation disguised as family obligation. Here's what changes when you stay quiet. You make financial decisions based on your goals, not other people's expectations. You avoid the guilt trips. You sidestep the jealousy. You keep relationships clean because money never enters the equation. Your wealth grows in peace instead of being picked apart by people who feel entitled to your success. Your move? Stop updating people on your financial progress. No posts about promotions, no mentions of investments, no hints about bonuses. When people ask how you're doing financially, smile and say, "Managing fine, thanks." Gray rock your financial life. Let your bank account know the truth, but let everyone else wonder. Because the people who need to know you're rich already know. They're your financial advisor and your accountant. Everyone else? Their opinion doesn't pay your bills. But that's just the surface. What's behind it is what will startle people, because staying quiet prevents external problems. But there's an internal trap that's even more dangerous. Principle number 2, the trap of looking successful. Here's the prison most people build for themselves. They achieve success, then immediately upgrade their lifestyle to match. New income means a new car, a bigger house, designer clothes, and expensive restaurants. They look successful, and that appearance becomes a cage they can't escape. Because once you look rich, you have to maintain it. Your neighbors expect a luxury car in the driveway. Your coworkers expect you to dress a certain way. Your friends expect you to pick nice restaurants. The image you created now controls you. You're not living your life. You're performing success for an audience that doesn't care about your actual well-being. This is lifestyle inflation on steroids. And it's why high-income earners stay broke. A doctor making $400,000 a year, but living in a $2 million house, driving a $100,000 car, and sending kids to a $40,000 a year private school? They're trapped. They can't downgrade without admitting the performance was fake. They're stuck on the treadmill, working brutal hours to fund an image. Quiet millionaires rejected this trap entirely. They achieved success and kept their Honda, got promoted and stayed in their modest house, built wealth and continued shopping at Costco. They freed themselves from the exhausting performance of success. Here's the framework. Real wealth is having options. Fake wealth is having obligations. If your lifestyle requires you to maintain your current income forever, or you'll lose everything, you're not wealthy, you're trapped in an expensive performance. I know 2 lawyers. Both make $300,000 a year. One lives in a mansion, drives a Porsche, and is stressed constantly. Can't retire, can't take risks, can't say no to soul-crushing cases because the bills demand it. The other lives in a paid-off modest home, drives a used Lexus, and has $1 million saved. Could retire tomorrow, takes cases he cares about, lives free. Same income, one performing, one living. Guess who's actually rich? Your action. Audit your life right now. What are you buying to look successful? What image are you maintaining that's costing you freedom? Cut one performance expense this month, just one. Redirect it to investments. Start breaking free. It sounds simple, but the hardest part is what's about to be told next. Because the trap of looking successful is optional, but most people never realize there's wealth hiding in plain sight all around them. Be honest. Do you know anyone who looks rich but is secretly broke? Don't name them, just drop a 1 if yes. Principle number 3, your coworker is a millionaire, but you'd never guess. There's a book called The Millionaire Next Door that studied actual millionaires for years. The findings shocked everyone. Most millionaires don't look like millionaires. They're not celebrities or tech founders. They're teachers, engineers, small business owners, and accountants. They live in middle-class neighborhoods. They drive used cars. They shop at regular stores. You'd walk right past them and never suspect they're worth millions. This is the stealth wealth phenomenon. Real millionaires are invisible. Your coworker who brings lunch from home every day could be sitting on $2 million. The teacher driving the 10-year-old Camry might own 3 rental properties. The neighbor who mows his own lawn, his investment portfolio could fund your salary for a decade. Why don't they look rich? Because looking rich prevented them from becoming rich. Every dollar they didn't spend on image went into investments. Every upgrade they skipped compounded into wealth. They chose invisibility as a strategy, not shame. Here's what the research showed. The average millionaire lives in a house worth less than 4 times their annual income. They buy used cars and drive them for years. They budget and track expenses obsessively. They don't wear designer clothes or carry luxury bags. They look normal, aggressively, intentionally normal. And that normalcy is their superpower. Nobody asks them for money because nobody knows they have it. Nobody judges their spending because it's unremarkable. Nobody creates expectations they have to maintain. They build wealth in a protective bubble of invisibility while everyone around them chases the performance of success. Think about your own life. Who have you underestimated because they looked average? Who did you assume was struggling because they weren't flashing wealth? There's a good chance you've been surrounded by millionaires your entire life and never noticed, because they designed it that way. The best wealth is the wealth nobody knows about. Not because it's hidden, but because it doesn't announce itself. It just quietly grows, compounds, and eventually buys the one thing money can actually buy: freedom. Don't jump to conclusions, because what comes next can change your perspective completely. Because staying invisible is one thing, but where you spend your invisible money, that's where the real strategy lives. Principle number 4, why they never talk about money. Here's a rule quite a millionaires follow religiously. They never, ever discuss money. Not their salary, not their bonus, not their investments, not their net worth. Never. And this isn't modesty, it's strategic self-preservation. The moment you reveal financial details, people's perception of you changes permanently. Tell your friends you make 6 figures. Watch how the dinner bill splitting suddenly becomes "you can cover it." Mention your investment gains. Watch how every conversation becomes someone pitching you their business idea or asking for financial advice they won't follow. But here's the deeper danger. When you talk about money, you invite comparison. And comparison is the enemy of contentment. Your friend who makes less feels inadequate. Your friend who makes more feels superior. Suddenly, money has infected a relationship that had nothing to do with money. You didn't gain anything by sharing, you just created weird tension that didn't need to exist. Quiet millionaires keep financial wins completely private. Hit $1 million in net worth? Tell your spouse. Celebrate quietly at home. Maybe tell your financial advisor. That's it. Not your parents. Not your best friend. Definitely not social media. The win is real, whether anyone knows about it or not. This sounds extreme until you experience the alternative. I watched a friend post about a $20,000 investment gain. Within a week, he had family asking for loans, friends questioning why he didn't help them earlier, and strangers in his DMs with sob stories. That post cost him relationships, peace, and probably money he felt obligated to give. All because he wanted validation from people whose opinions don't pay his bills. Privacy isn't about hiding success. It's about protecting it from people who will consciously or unconsciously try to diminish, access, or complicate it. Your action? Make a rule today. Financial details are for you, your spouse, and your financial team only. Everyone else gets a smile and "we're doing fine, thanks." Let your net worth know the truth. Let everyone else wonder. That wondering is your shield. I'll tell you something that many people regret for the rest of their lives, just because they didn't realize it in time. They spent money on things everyone could see, while neglecting investments no one would notice. Until it was too late. Principle number 5, what they buy that no one ever sees. Here's where quiet millionaires spend their money, on things that don't photograph well. While everyone else is buying luxury watches, designer bags, and cars that scream status, they're buying index funds, education, health optimization, and skills nobody sees but everyone eventually benefits from. Let me show you the contrast. Your average person gets a $10,000 bonus and buys a Rolex. Posted on Instagram. Gets likes. Feels successful for a week. Then it's just a watch that tells the same time as a $50 Casio. Meanwhile, the quiet millionaire takes that same $10,000, dumps it into VOO or VTI, and in 30 years at historical returns, it's over $100,000. One bought validation, the other bought a decade of freedom. Quiet millionaires invest in invisible assets, online courses that build skills worth tens of thousands more in earning power. Books and seminars nobody sees them attend. Health, gym memberships, quality food, preventive care that keeps them working and compounding longer. Therapy and coaching that optimize their decision-making. Index funds that grow silently in the background. They understand a brutal truth. If it looks impressive on Instagram, it's probably not building wealth. The best investments are boring. They're spreadsheets, not stories. They're account balances, not accessories. They don't get likes. They get compound interest. I know a guy who spent 5 years buying dividend stocks instead of upgrading his lifestyle. Lived in the same apartment, drove the same car, wore the same clothes. Everyone thought he was stuck. Meanwhile, his dividend income hit $1,500 a month. Now he's buying experiences and time, while his old coworkers are still making car payments on depreciating assets. Here's the wealth-building hierarchy. First, invest in assets nobody sees: education, skills, index funds, health. Only after those are handled do you even consider the visible stuff. And even then, buy quality at a discount, not a brand at a premium. Your move. This month, before buying anything visible, ask yourself, have I maxed my invisible investments first? If you haven't maxed your 401k, funded your IRA, invested in your health, or built your skills, you're not ready to buy anything that shows up on Instagram. The wealthy buy what compounds. They broke by what impresses. Choose your category. All of the above will be meaningless if you miss the last detail. Because every principle, every habit, every strategy comes down to one simple truth about why silent millionaires always win. Strategy number 1, where real millionaires actually shop, not where you think. Here's what will shock you. Real millionaires don't shop at luxury boutiques. They shop at Costco, outlet stores, and clearance racks. They hunt for value like their wealth depends on it, because it does. Sam Walton, founder of Walmart, was worth billions. He drove a 1979 Ford pickup truck and wore a cheap Casio watch. Warren Buffett still lives in the house he bought in 1958 for $31,000. These aren't eccentrics. They're people who understand that brand names are for people who need external validation, and value is for people building wealth. Quiet millionaires buy quality at a discount, never brand at a premium. They know the difference between a $300 pair of shoes that lasts 10 years and a $300 pair with a luxury logo that falls apart in 2. They understand that paying extra for a name sewn on fabric is volunteering to fund someone else's marketing budget. Think about where wealthy people actually spend time. Costco on a Saturday morning, loading bulk paper towels into a paid-off Toyota. Not Nordstrom, not Whole Foods charging $7 for organic water. Not boutiques where the staff judges your outfit. They're in the same stores as everyone else, just buying smarter. Here's the mindset shift. Every dollar you overpay for a brand is a dollar that can't compound. That $200 markup on designer jeans invested at 8% for 30 years becomes $2,000. You're literally paying brands thousands of future dollars to advertise for them. It's financial insanity. I know a dentist worth $2 million who buys his clothes at Costco and Target. His coworker wears designer everything and has $30,000 in credit card debt. Same income, opposite priorities. One understands that the logo doesn't make you wealthy. It prevents you from becoming wealthy. Your action. This week, skip one brand name purchase and buy the quality generic instead. Put the difference in your investment account. Watch what happens when you stop paying for logos and start paying yourself. You think you've understood everything? There's a detail that few people notice, but it's extremely important, because where you shop is external strategy, but how you present yourself to the world, that's advanced level stealth wealth. Strategy number 2. The 2 life trick. Public broke, private rich. Here's the strategy that separates quiet millionaires from everyone else. They live 2 completely different financial lives, one public, one private, and the public one? It looks broken. At work, they bring lunch from home, they drive the modest car, they wear normal clothes, they skip the fancy team dinners. their coworkers assume they're struggling or cheap. Meanwhile, their private financial life, maxing retirement accounts, aggressive investing, and building wealth at a pace their coworkers can't fathom. This is psychological warfare, and it's genius. When your coworkers think you're broke, they don't ask you for money. They don't expect you to fund group gifts or pick up tabs. They don't create expectations you have to maintain. You're free to build wealth without social pressure to spend it. I watched this play out with two accountants at the same firm. Both made $90,000 a year. One wore designer suits, leased a BMW, and always suggested expensive lunches. Everyone thought he was killing it. The other wore Kohl's, drove a paid-off Civic, and packed leftovers for lunch. Everyone assumed he was barely making it. 10 years later, the successful one had $120,000 in retirement and was stressed constantly. The struggling one, $450,000 saved, owned a rental property, and could retire at 50 if he wanted. Nobody saw it coming because he never changed his public performance. Here's the framework. Your public spending should be unremarkable enough that people underestimate you. Your private investing should be aggressive enough that you're building wealth faster than anyone imagines. The gap between perception and reality is your competitive advantage. Let your coworkers think you can't afford vacations while you're funding a Roth IRA. Let your neighbors assume you're house poor while you're stacking dividend stocks. Let the world think whatever it wants, as long as your brokerage account knows the truth. Your move. Pick one area where you'll publicly downgrade this month. Cheaper lunches, modest car, generic brands. Let people think you're cutting back. Use the savings to privately upgrade your investment contributions. Build the gap. Live the two-life strategy. And it's in the next section that many people make mistakes without even knowing it. Because building wealth quietly is powerful, but protecting it requires a word most people hate saying. Strategy number 3, the power of saying no when everyone expects yes. Here's the skill that determines whether you stay wealthy or become everyone's ATM. The ability to say no, firmly, repeatedly, without guilt. Quiet millionaires are comfortable disappointing people to protect their financial future. Family asks for a loan? No, that doesn't work for us. Friends pressure you to upgrade your lifestyle? We're happy where we are. Coworkers expect you to split the expensive dinner bill evenly when you ate a salad? I'll just pay for what I ordered. Every single no is a yes to your future self. This sounds easy until you're in the moment. Your sister needs $5,000 for car repairs. Your best friend wants you to go on an expensive trip you can't afford. Your parents expect financial help you didn't budget for. The pressure is real, the guilt is intense, and this is where most people crack. They say yes to avoid awkwardness and destroy their financial progress in the process. But here's what quiet millionaires understand. Every time you say yes to please someone else, you're saying no to your own financial security. That loan you gave your cousin that'll never be repaid, that's your retirement account getting smaller. That expensive wedding gift you couldn't afford, that's compound interest you just killed. The millionaires I know have a simple rule. Financial decisions are made in calm moments based on their plan, not in emotional moments based on pressure. They don't make money decisions to manage other people's feelings. They make money decisions to build their future. And here's the part people miss. Real friends and family respect boundaries. The ones who get angry when you say no to financial requests, they were never treating you like a person. They were treating you like a resource. And resources get depleted. Your action. Practice saying no this week to something small, something that doesn't align with your financial plan. No, I can't chip in for that. No, that's not in my budget. Build the muscle. Because the ability to say no without guilt is worth more than any investment strategy. Wait, the most important part is in the following story. Because every strategy, every habit, every principle comes down to understanding why stealth wealth isn't just smart, it's the only way wealth actually survives. So there it is. The wealthiest people don't look wealthy. They've figured out that real wealth whispers, works in silence, and builds without an audience. Here's your move this week. Make one stealth wealth decision. Skip the upgrade everyone expects. Buy the cheaper option. Automate one investment. Practice being invisible, because every time you choose not to impress others, you're choosing to impress your future self. Comment, quiet wealth. If you're committed to building rich instead of looking rich. Hit that subscribe button for more financial reality without the fluff. Share this with someone still performing successfully instead of building it. What quiet wealth habit should I break down next? Automating wealth? Tax strategies? Drop your requests below. Remember, the world rewards people who look successful with likes, but life rewards people who stay quiet with actual freedom. Stop performing for strangers. Start building for yourself. The luxury car can wait. Your freedom can't. Stay quiet, get rich.